Welcome, everybody, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we are a bunch of jubilant jesters who like to drink and play TTRPGs. Hey, we're on the positive trend the last couple of weeks, and I really like that one. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. If you like what you're hearing and you'd like to engage with us in a different way, in a more real-timey way, you can click the links in the description below. There we go. Thank you. There you will find links to Discord, to Instagram, to all of the things that we have. And if you want to join us, that's where the best place. You can see it either on YouTube or in your pod catcher of choice. You can find us on almost every app, except for the ones that are closing down. And just pay attention to those links as well. The link trees are about to start expanding as got big things in the way. I'm going to keep saying it. We're working on expanding what we do, all of those kind of cool things. So thank you all for you guys who are listening, who are helping us get and growing. I mean, we can't do these things without the fact that we actually have a growing listenership and viewership on YouTube. So thank you all for that. But before I get into my thing, I'm going to ask again, anyone got any love to share, anything that they want to pitch?
Like and subscribe and comment.
Yes, please.
Yes. For me, if you want to spend more time with this ugly mug, go ahead and you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.com/whiskeymo. I stream Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Right now we're doing Cyberpunk, so if you're watching this in the future and you come and see it and we're playing something else, that's why. But yeah, come and hang out. It's a bunch of idiots watching me be an idiot. So let's have some fun, y'all. So come hang out with me on Twitch, Mondays and Fridays, twitch.tv/whiskeymo. And as always, buy local, support local distilleries and breweries, support everything local that you can. Let's fuck these corporations over, man. So with that all being said, what are we drinking?
We're drinking drinks. John made some drinks. We made a few drinks. I don't know if we got any bangers.
I got a banger name.
John's is
a banger. I have a bigger name for my drink.
I don't have a name for it.
Do you want to save it, or do you like it?
No, because
Hot Rock. Got a yellow jacket over there, huh?
Yep.
Coors Banquet.
I don't know. I'd save it.
no, I think the drink's good. I think we just fucked up the ratios because I didn't realize.
I feel like we'll do it later. We'll do it later.
Okay. So what are we drinking?
John, what are we drinking?
Okay, so I made what Nate named Hot Grog. So this is going to be 3 rums because 3 rums can do anything together. That's right. So it's going to be Batavia, Iraq, which is
on
a
the
rum.
menu. Just do this symbol.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
That's all you need to put
that's
down.
right. So Batavia, Iraq, OFTD from Plantaray, and a little bit of Sailor Jerry, because Sailor Jerry is actually my favorite dirtbag rum that there is.
100%.
It's honestly one of my favorite rums in general. So I will put it in everything I can possibly sneak it into. I then did a ½ ounce of lime juice, 3/4 of an ounce of pineapple juice, a ½ ounce of Serrano agave, and 3/4 of an ounce of my new blue spirulina rich simple syrup.
Are you gonna put that into the Discord?
I will, yes.
All right.
Every one of the syrups that I brought with me tonight that actually works will go in the Discord.
And does that go into the new channel called The Apothecary?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So
Yes.
check the Discord Apothecary sub channel
Yes.
for all the
non-booze related concoctions.
Shockingly enough, that channel's already there.
It is. It is actually.
It
By the time
exists.
you hear this, it's already been there.
No,
for
it
weeks.
exists now.
Yeah, exactly.
It
That's what I'm
already
saying.
exists right
But
now.
they're
Not a
only going
week
to
from
hear this
now,
by the time
right
they
now.
hear this.
I know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future you're living.
That's
Be
right.
that kind of day.
Those are our drinks.
Sure.
I made a drink that involves apples, and it's not quite right yet, so we're not going to talk about it.
And I made a mezcal margarita riff.
It's tasty.
It is
pretty tasty.
It's pretty tasty.
It's and we gotta make sure we get the right ratios because Curtis and I had a little miscommunication about lime juice.
He said squeeze me half a lime, and I was like, I'm just gonna squeeze limes, and you should measure out the amount that you want. And he just dumped the whole thing.
The whole thing.
It was
How
only
much
like
juice do you
a
think
lime.
comes
And he
from
brought
that?
it
It was like
He
a
brought me
lime.
the drink, and I tasted it. I was like, this tastes way too juicy. What's going on? He's like, I just poured in what you had. And I was like, that was a whole lime, my friend.
And
But-
so our campaigns and concoctions family, what this actually means is that we fuck up.
Regularly.
All the time.
Regularly. Like I know we may not be the most polished podcast / YouTube channel out there, but we present pretty well. But guess what? We're a bunch of dirt bags who like to drink. That's why we started it very episode 1 there.
Hobby.
Oh,
Guess what?
This is, yeah.
Most of us don't do it right all the time.
And just remember, kids, if it doesn't taste right the first time, add more booze.
Absolutely.
Which has made my drink pretty good.
Absolutely. That is almost always the solution. Usually the booze you already used, sometimes other kinds.
Yet sometimes your third rum
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes the third round.
because you screwed up and stopped
More-
at 2.
more
And you
third
meant
rum, exactly.
3.
Anyway, it's mezcal, fascia dorado, and yuzu
Not even
curacao.
close.
I don't know.
Bacia Bruto.
Recipe in the Discord. Drink pinup.
It's already there.
It's already there.
You're in the
Already
future.
there. So if you're listening to this and you are an active member of the Discord, thank you all by the way, you already have seen this drink. Because again, we're not as polished as we like to pretend to be.
We also, most of us
I don't
have
even
some
try.
form of ADHD, so if we don't post it when we make them, you're never seeing it again.
You'll never see it again.
Right.
100%. Yes.
All right. Any other drinks? Anything else we want to talk about before we roll into tonight's adventure?
Nope, I think we're starting.
All right. Well, the last time we gathered, the party explored Iskarian, finding the local Nine Brothers outlet. Information was gathered and meals were shared. You all learned the location of Tamir Al-Kanan, southeast of the city. As you exit the offices of Layla Al-Nasir, what are you doing?
Let's go talk to the fortune teller lady.
We have to sail to get there. 1 day sail southeast.
Let's go.
We have a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You people like to do weird things in cities.
You're right.
What do you mean, you people?
What does he mean?
Organic.
Organic.
You people.
I don't like doing anything in the city. I just want to leave the city. They won't let me.
Okay. You want to drag them?
Yeah. Yeah. I knock out skill. Kidding.
I don't even try to stop you. I'm like, I can take a nap on the way.
All right, let's go back to the boat.
I hop on
The Charlene.
Sark's back
Oh.
and say, "Yeah."
I wake
You
up
wanna
briefly
go?
to be like,
Let's
that's
go.
fucking hilarious. And then I pass back out from concussion.
I Misty step 30 feet at an angle and just fall on my back.
Does Misty Step take people with you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Dimension Door does, but Misty Step doesn't.
not.
Yeah.
So I fall down. All right.
If it doesn't take me, then I just do like 30 feet forward.
I
He's
take
not 10
3
feet
points
tall.
of damage.
He's not 10 feet tall.
No, but
You only start taking damage when you fall from 10 feet.
Yeah.
My back
it's
would
true.
disagree with you after the last Sunday.
I have
that's
hurt
fair,
myself.
But in D&D rules,
You are
I
correct.
know this because there's a man who is figuring out the HP of all kinds of household objects by seeing how many times he has to drop it from 10 feet before it breaks.
That's a smart man.
He's brilliant.
Anyway, so we're on the boat again.
Can of soup is 2d6.
Okay. So as
What's the protest?
the 6 of you get back on the ship, Captain McKenzie does want to know, because at this point, with this amount of distance, it's essentially the same if you were to sail or fly. And for those of you, that's the question. Like, what is it that you guys
That's
are
why I
wanting?
prefer is the water.
I do, actually. Thank you, Patrice.
Got you.
I wanted to dive bomb the boat.
Do we?
Fine, we can sail. It's fine. The water's fine.
What are you dive bombing? We're going to talk to somebody. Right?
I mean, our plans work out so well in general.
Well, Sark,
I don't
if we
particularly
see
give a shit
boat,
which way we go.
we'll
We-
gain
it's the same
altitude
time.
and dive bomb. If it's a boat we want to dive bomb.
It's fine. We can go on the water. It's a day. Any longer than a day, we're flying, so I can jump on a boat we find it's worth jumping on.
Sail it is. Let's go.
Okay.
As we're going, Elle and I start trying to figure out ways we can accomplish dive bombing boat without being in the air. Is it catapult, trebuchet, like cast, teleport, fall? Like, how do we?
I mean, you could make a trebuchet to throw the boat, but
Not the boat, Sark. Sark's the one that wants to dive bomb. We don't need.
Can
a
we
dive bomb.
can we put Sark in a cannon?
Yeah, can we shoot him out of a cannon? Can you come up with a way to prevent Sark from taking too much cannon damage and still be fired from one?
I mean, if somebody else has reduce and enlarge, the easiest way is just shrink him, throw him, and then make him a giant on the way.
If somebody else has reduce and large?
Yeah.
Do you not have reduce and large?
Yeah.
I don't have reduce and large.
I do, but I can't cast it twice that fast.
Oh, we need to cast it twice.
Because you have to make him small, throw him, cancel it, and then somebody else has to make him large, so he's a giant when he hits the boat. Because otherwise, why are you doing it?
Pretty
It's
sure
like a
you have
throw
cast.
cancel instead of a slide cancel.
Yeah.
Do you have cast reduce and large?
I don't really know.
Can you make? Okay. Well, that maybe some other time. Okay.
I mean, we can get him their normal size. You can just make him half as big and then throw him.
Can we put like a plunger in the end of it and have him stand on it and shoot it straight up in the air? Like put something into the cannon, like a little platform.
Why
that
are you
he
so
stands on?
focused on a cannon?
Well, we have cannons.
It's the only thing
Oh,
that I
fuck.
know that like projectiles Sarks easily from long distances, and you
How
don't
many-
want to build a trebuchet.
How many
I
units of Sark?
I figured that a techno wizard would be all about building a trebuchet, but you seemed really against the idea when I mentioned it the first time.
Because I thought you wanted a trebuchet to throw the
I think
ship.
Patricia should be running.
No. I want to throw the Sark. How many Sarks does this trebuchet need to throw? Just the one.
I mean, that's not that hard to do. We need materials, and they probably don't want us to take the boat apart for that. We also probably don't want to take apart the boat we're sailing in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I get that. So back to the cannon idea.
We got a day.
Cannon plunger. Shoot the Sark.
I'd like to think that the rest of the party has just walked away from this conversation.
Shark is nowhere near it. He's probably back in the crow's nest looking for boats to hunt.
I'm serious. It's like, like in a bathtub. You put a little plug in there, and then you put that in the end of the cannon, and it pops out. Like it's if there's a Sark riding it.
I have just become Wile E. Coyote.
I don't think we can fit even
Come
a
on,
half-size Sark into a cannon.
Not in the cannon, on the outside of the cannon. You put the plug. The plug is the size of the cannon. We put the Sark on the plug. The cannon fires, shoots the plug. The Sark is on the outside of the plug, and then it goes up, and then it comes down onto the ship that he wants to dive bomb. We can call it the Magic Sark Ride.
We'll let you be the one to ride that while we're testing aiming.
Well, I'll give it one. I'll give it a go.
One.
I'll give it a go. Yeah. I wouldn't want it to hurt my friend Sark. Yeah, I'll take one. I'll take one for the Sark team. Okay.
El's gonna just turn and head towards what he's been using as his workshop.
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
I hope we're well
There
underway
you
at
have
this
it.
point, just like
Yeah.
moving towards where we're going.
3 hours later.
3 hours
Right.
later.
Right.
A 3-hour tour.
Oh my lord! As this conversation's being had, the ship's crew begins to what to you is especially for those of you who are familiar with the ship, but now for all of you, it has become a very normal occurrence to watch them unmoor the lines, get themselves separated, and then finally get themselves out to sea. And the constant professionalism of the crew as they overhear this conversation and they're ignoring it is utterly impressive, right? You may see the occasional head shaking or a snicker. You might hear a little snicker, but you're not. They're still pretty professional. They're not saying anything. So
what we do is we cast enlarge reduce on the cannon. And then Sark will fit inside.
I see what's happening is Elle is walking away to his workshop while Patrice is following, arms just aflutter, just like, dude, like all we got to do is we got to enlarge the cannon, and then Sark is going to fit in there after we reduce him. And
yeah, you can cast one on the cannon and one. Oh, you gotta. You can probably only do one at a time. Yeah. Shucks.
After El goes to his workshop to make a few notes, he's gonna head down to the gun deck to talk to the gunnery crew because now he kind of wants to shoot Patrice out of the cannon.
I said on the outside.
Yeah, same thing.
Not the same. Not
the
the
same.
same.
It feels pretty much the same.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't feel the same.
Feels the same to me.
I'm sure
I'm
it
gonna go grab my old notes.
He's gonna shoot Patrice off of a cannon.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. So Elle, you find the entire gun crew there at the deck. You find Delilah, the gunner's mate, and then Azra and Bader. Got to go through all my names. It's been a while since we've talked about the crew. And the moment you say this, they all just kind of exchanged looks with each other.
That's serious if you want to.
And they start talking with you, and you guys start figuring it out. So eventually, Dustin, we're gonna make some rolls about some stuff, but we'll get there we'll get there. Because this is not going to be a singular day task for the four of you.
I fully expected it to take longer.
Yeah.
We got to get in the works now so we can do it later.
Mm-hmm.
So as the day continues, it's about midday when you leave. And so as you're heading to the southeast and the sun is, it's always interesting when you're in places like this. Like you guys have just spent the last couple of weeks, month or so in Tinkermere, right? So the sun is normally kind of rotates through in the northern sky because you're in the southern hemisphere. But like here in a week's journey, it's now opposite. So as you were moving to the southeast and the sun is kind of laying on that kind of southern, and it's really not a lot, but it's just enough to notice because you're still pretty close to the equator. And as you watch as the sun hits that midday point in the heat of the tropics is starting to bear down on you. The captain gets everyone settled. And is there anything that anyone would like to do as this day's journey goes?
Sark is in the crow's nest looking for boats, but that's it.
Is there, as you're looking, is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Gansworth flags.
Okay. Any other things that you want to spy on, or just Gansworth ships?
No, Sark's very single-minded at the moment. He wants something to fight.
I think Skald's gonna climb up there with him and just also keep an eye out. Specifically for Gansworth flags.
Oh, hold on. Of course, now I have to think. I don't ever make flags for my nations, You think I would?
Yeah, really.
No flag, no country.
I'm not a vexology nerd, okay? I mean, it kind of defeats the point when I know what it is, like the study of flag.
Right. We're all buying that.
Right. Also, who do we think named the study of flags vexology?
It's
Somebody who is
vexillology, technically.
terribly vexed.
Still.
There's an extra syllable in there. It's
Gotcha.
vexillology, not vexology.
Still. You're not changing my point at all.
No.
Who else? Do you
They're like,
think?
make it sound like this isn't the study of being pissed off because this doesn't make sense.
Right.
Add HIL in the middle.
So for all of you who are on YouTube and you guys, this is the flag of Gansworth.
All right.
I'm sad I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it actually looks really
Yeah.
nice.
Do one that we're gonna
Flags
hate.
go.
Come on.
Yeah,
right.
we need to. No.
Why couldn't you just put the English flag out? We would have all been fine with that.
Jack, and we're like, yep.
No, just the red and white cross. It's literally England.
And see,
All right.
now we need more motivation to take it over and claim the flag as our own.
That's fair. That's very fair. I agree with this tactic.
It's a nice blue. I like that.
Colors
I don't
of
want to
red.
hate Gansworth as much anymore. Dang it.
We still hate Gansworth.
We hate. I mean,
Solidarity.
solidarity against Gansworth.
That's right.
They got good taste. It's just like
At this current moment, there is no country that the six of you know that is worse.
Exactly. We're motivated to take it over to claim the flag for something because we like it.
Right.
Also, just so you know, the notes where my where the crew of the Shirlene is literally 2 years old. These are from May 1st, 2022, just so you guys know.
We're doing good. We got a back. We're looking for ships to use the crew against again.
So go ahead, Sark, roll a perception check.
yeah, roll a 0. That's not a
With
thing. Roll
advantage because I'm
20 or a
helping.
1.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, roll a 20 or a 1.
Okay.
Was it worse?
Better.
No. It was a 16 and 18 on the die, so it's a 27 for perception.
There you go. Yeah.
So
I like to think that Scald taps you on the shoulder and points at something. You look at it, and then right next to what I pointed at is the thing that you see. I didn't find the thing, but I helped you find the thing indirectly.
I definitely see you like watching Sark do this with his hands, and you go, click. Have you used one of these?
Right, yeah.
and we go, ooh, sunk.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
So as the two of you are kind of perusing the seas, you know, Sark starts asking questions about like Gansworth, where it is, how, you know, what's the possibility. You don't notice any Gansworth flags, any ensigns that are flying. You do see some independent ships flying their own unique flags, because it's not just pirates that have their unique ones. You know, any independent ship has it. Some companies have their own, as well as nation states. But as you are a little bit further west, outside of the normal range, like occasionally a Gansworthian ship will come up this way, but it's very rare. But yeah, you don't notice anything, but you are able to notice all the ships. Like there's a ton that are coming into Iskarian. But actually what makes it interesting is the majority of the ships are actually coming from the northwest as they are coming in, which after you guys had kind of talked to everybody, you come to find, you know, you had found out that Iskarian is kind of an outcast of the city-states like Al-Tahara that you guys had went to. I know I said that wrong. I'd have to look at my notes again. But like where you guys explored the Mediocrity and all of those things. So, but yeah, the rest of the day goes pretty uneventfully. The six of you go down for the evening, those of you who choose to. Anyone staying up, L?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I figured as much. So if you stay up all the way through, that'll be 1 point of exhaustion, which isn't much of anything, but I figured it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got ideas on a project. Definitely has to take the point of exhaustion for it.
Yeah. So you'll have disadvantage on all ability checks until you take a long rest.
You gotta roll
So-
the right way.
As the sun rises in the east and the majority of you awaken, this point you're fairly close. You've made about a little bit more than 3/4 of the journey. Those of you who are on the deck, or someone like, say, Sark, who just eventually just kind of stayed up in the crow's nest, there's a dark smudge that appears on the horizon. As you approach, the color gently shifts from close to black to the dark brown of wood that has been aged by salt in the storms of the sea. Eventually, as the hours go by, the details begin to emerge as barges, ships, and floating walkways become apparent. On the walkways, the residents and visitors start to become more discernible. If I could get everyone to roll a perception check for me, please.
Oh, not bad. You trying out that too?
I am apparently looking everywhere else.
Right, yeah.
Samesies.
Oh wow, 4 4s, 3 4s. I can't count.
Anybody else get a 4?
Nope, not technically.
Oh.
Wow, lots of 4s.
Oh. Huh? Oh.
Have you rolled perception?
Oh.
Still not.
Sorry.
So what did we get, guys?
12.
24.
5?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I had 6.
13.
Okay.
Plus 9.
For everyone that's not a single digit, you begin to be able to see who is beginning to walk on the walkways. The two most common people are tieflings and sea elves. A smattering of humans and gnomes appear to round out the population. In the center of this city is a massive full-rigged ship, black and red with its sails furled. You see that the entirety of the city is connected to this full-rigged ship. And by full-rigged, we're doing a lot of sharing today, y'all, on the screen. So if you're not watching on YouTube, get watching on YouTube, because then you can see all the stuff.
You can like and subscribe while you're there.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
And comment
what you're
about
seeing.
how weird I look. Okay.
Hit the bell.
That's a big
Comment on
boat.
Curtis's face.
Yeah.
It's a fairly
All the
large ship.
These are valid. All of them.
That is a big boat.
That's a
For
big,
example.
wow. How
It's a
many?
face.
That's too many. That's too many sails, Morgan. How did you find so many sails in one picture?
It's a lot of masts.
AI image generator.
Yeah, that seems AI. AI.
It actually isn't. It's actually a real ship.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was a point of time where they were just like, I don't know, fucking add more mass to it.
Yeah. See what happens. Does it go faster?
Hey
It does.
man,
Great.
you can always add a little
And then
bit
we
more
discovered
mass.
coal.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that
Always
is a current full rigged tall ship that's currently used as a cruise ship.
Nice.
It's pretty dope.
It is the Royal Clipper.
Yeah.
So the crew eventually begins to settle in and start making the work to make port. Everyone is just kind of standing there, but it does seem, as you kind of just peruse everyone around, there is, for Esaway and Patrice, there is almost a hominess to the people, right? You're seeing a lot of, and even for Skjald, in just their appearance, the way that they hold themselves, there seems to be a level of pirateness to them, you know? And so as the dock comes, you're starting to see, you see earrings, you see pierced horns on the tieflings. Everyone's fully armed. And as you notice, it's everyone, the majority of the quarters or the buildings are smaller sail ships, barges. Elle, are you actually up here you're up here on the deck, right? Taking a peek?
If we're getting ready to head out, or someone has dragged me out, yes. But if it's just as we're pulling up, no.
Okay. So actually, in this case, I think Captain McKenzie would have sent someone to your quarters or to where your workshop is to tell you that you want to see this.
He'd probably go up then.
All right, so go ahead and roll. Oh man, what is this? Because it's involved in technology stuff, so so it would be a straight roll, I think.
Yeah, because I'm at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to think about what I want you to roll. So it'd be kind of like, I guess it would be history. Yeah, so yeah, that would give you the so just go ahead and roll a straight history check.
That's a 28.
Okay. So as you look,
Dirty 28.
It's a 19.
Yeah, that's the dirtiest 28 I've ever heard of.
Yeah, right.
God.
the reason I had you roll history is because as you're looking at this, you're seeing, and it's not like history books. What it is the information that you have retained as you study like technical manuals, building schematics, ship design, all of those things that, because Elle is a nerd, would have read as a child, right? So
Thanks for getting into places.
So the same things that Dustin read as a child.
exactly. But as you look at it, you notice that it seems that everything is connected in a way that not only could the ships separate and move individually, but they could also move as one unit. So like there's like a complexity as well as a somewhat subtle simplicity to everything in how things are attached and the walkways are attached and everything. And you notice that every ship is facing the same direction and that all of the walkways have almost that knife blade edge that the ships do. So they don't even have to remove the walkways if they were to sail. The gangplank is lowered. The 6 of you, I'm assuming, instantly exit. There is no one there to ask you your business. You do get a few stares from walkers by. As you walk, for those of you, it's even more unsteady for those of you who are not comfortable being afloat, as the walkways do sometimes just have a little bit more movement with the ocean. And as you now enter the city of culture, that's where we're going to take our first break. And we're going to come and explore this city of barges and sail ships. And we'll be back in just a few moments.
Woo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Campaigns Concoctions, where I have nothing pithy because I really had to pee.
Tater tots are great.
That alliterated a little bit.
It did. It sounded good. All right. It's like there's a movie called How High, horrible movie, but one of the side characters is like, I don't know what you said, but it sound good. So that's what that was. All right, y'all. So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
I'll go first. I named this drink the Moniker. I actually posted it in our Discord,
And he made
About
a
a week
nice
ago,
little M garnish
which was
to go
totally
with it.
a subconscious brain thing that happened. Anyway, it is 2 dashes walnut bitters, a light 1/4 ounce of cane syrup, 1/4 ounce of Librarth's aperitivo. You could probably do Campari, but maybe a little extra. The Leopold's is very strong. 1/2 ounce light out rum, 1/2 ounce dark rum, like a grassy rum, 1/2 ounce cognac, 1/2 ounce sweet vermouth, stirred and espressed with a orange peel.
It's so good. I like that drink a lot. And it's called the Moniker.
The Moniker.
It's a banger.
very, very good.
Nate, you're up.
I posted a last word. Wow.
Almost.
Last word riff that I call the false word. That is the Juniper Jones for your gin. The Focaccia Bruto Centibre instead of
Neither do I.
Fascia. I don't know how much. Faccia.
Yeah,
Whatever.
gotcha.
The Centibre instead of green chartreuse, and then Focacia's fun. I'm spacing the name of that. Luxardo liqueur and lime juice.
It's good. It's good. If you can't find chartreuse, and you can't,
Right.
Because you
Faccia
can't.
Guarantee
Bruto
you can't.
is a pretty good substitute. I'm very pleased with it.
Yeah.
And then John made some drinks.
I made a couple of drinks.
I need a name for my drink, so John, go.
Yeah. So I made a peanut butter and jelly old fashioned. I made a peanut butter syrup out of powdered peanut butter, dehydrated powdered peanut butter, and I made a black currant jam syrup. So it's this one is Atticus Jones rye from Family Jones. 2 ounces, half an ounce of peanut butter syrup, half an ounce of black currant jam syrup, and 2 dashes chocolate bitters, 2 dashes Ango aromatic bitters. I garnished with an orange, but if we decide that this is going in a little thing that we'll tell you about later, I'm going to remake it, and I'm going to garnish it with a tiny PB&J sandwich. And I can't wait. The other drink that I made is a tamarind sour. So that's going to have 1.5 ounces of Atticus Jones rye, 3/4 of an ounce of tamarind syrup, which I made by taking seedless processed tamarind, which you can buy in bricks, and combining it with turbinado sugar and water. And then I used 3/4 of an ounce of that, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon, 1/4 ounce of Aperol, and that's the whole drink. Shake and strain, and then it's garnished with a lemon wheel and a
Frozen raspberry.
a tahine tamarind ball.
I'm gonna eat the shit out of that.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna let
Get it in the booze
I'm gonna
first.
put it in
Yeah.
the booze.
I'm gonna make another one of those later because I forgot
Okay,
to put that
'cause-
garnish on there when I took the picture, and I definitely
I thought you were
need to put
gonna
the
make it a
garnish on there.
flag.
I wanted to. It wasn't working for me, but I'll do a better garnish on the
That's
next
good,
one, and I'll
dude.
take pictures of that.
That's quite good.
It's pretty tasty.
Last drink.
All right. And
Last
the
drink.
last drink is on Wednesdays, Yuzu wear pink.
Say that again.
On Wednesdays, Yuzu wear pink. And it's
Amazing.
the elderflower rosé gin from Empress, yuzu curacao, and liquor 43. Shake it, strain it, put it in a cube.
Yum. Equal parts?
Equity parts.
Equity parts.
Equity parts. 2
For our
parts.
newer listeners, please explain equity parts.
Yeah, so this is it's 2 parts of the gin or whatever your base liqueur is, and then 1 part of the 2 other things, typically.
So equity parts is when you take an equal parts drink that is perfect as is, right? Absolutely delightful as is, and then you make it exponentially better by fucking up the ratios.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Back to our earlier comment.
If you started with us from the beginning, you'll have heard Curtis ask me at various points, "What's the build on this?" And I go, "Equal parts." And he's like, "Oh, so 1.5 ounces of the base liquor, 1 ounce of each of the liqueurs, and 3/4 of an ounce of citrus." And I'm like, "Yeah, equal parts."
Yeah.
And then he came up with the name Equity Parts because of the fucked up way that I make cocktails.
We need a document that explains all of our acronyms and all of our weirdness.
It'll be in the hypothetical.
It's something that's possibly coming. You never know.
Right.
I
family.
like the idea of
because most of my
a
cocktails are that built.
cocktail diagram T-shirt that
Oh,
has equity
yes.
parts on it, where you just
Yes.
draw in
I like it. Draw in
booze,
the
liqueur, And at the bottom it says juice.
Citrus not pictured because I
Yeah,
have this one.
yes. I love that.
Nate, start drawing. I'll put it on a t-shirt.
Okay.
For real though, that's brilliant. That's really good.
On the front, it just says equity parts.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
That's the diagram.
I like
It's
this.
a good build. It's a good build.
All right. Anything else?
We have tater
I think we
tots.
did it.
I
Yeah,
try
we
to
have
put
tater
juice
tots
and stuff, and I put
We have tater tots. If you haven't eaten enough tater tots recently, go eat some tater
You
tots.
should eat tater tots.
It's
They're good for
always
you.
a good idea to eat tater tots.
I
Right.
believe one of the phases of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is actually just tater tots on their own.
Well,
It's like-
it fits
like
into the
food and then
Connect
tater
triangle
tots.
of needs.
You know,
Safety, tater tots.
safety tater tots.
So John will know this. It easily fits into one of the categories of Clemex's triangle of needs: shiny things, sexy
Oh,
things,
for
and tasty
sure.
things.
It is a tasty thing. Uh-huh. the three forces that drive all of history: shiny things, tater tots, and sexy things.
I mean,
That could also be a T-shirt.
Oh man.
if you're talking about European history, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Now all I need is shiny,
and-
sexy
well, it's
tater
like-
tots.
Right? Like,
They make edible glitter. I'm pretty sure you could roll the tater tots in edible
Oh
glitter.
yeah, and then we could make
my
like a
goodness.
Jessica Rabbit cartoon out of the tater tots.
yeah.
Just make
And
the
it's all of your needs.
Yeah, that's all it needs right there. Yeah.
The drivers of history, right there.
Because
We did it.
my brain started going.
We did it.
Yeah.
We win.
All right.
Drinks. We should move on.
As we have completely derailed ourselves in that case, and I was involved in that one, so I can't be mad.
That's right. That's right, Morgan. That was your fault.
Yeah.
You know, as the guy who usually tries to keep us on track, I'm allowed to sidetrack now and then.
Of course.
So at this point, the six of you have exited the Shirlene and are standing on the walkway that constitutes this what's the word? Berth for the dock. And you're looking around. I believe Patrice had a question to ask.
How this group of boats, how does it anchor? Like, how do people find it? Like, I just feel like it would just go wherever it wanted to.
How does a normal ship anchor?
But it's multiple ships.
It's a ship. There could be multiple ships, but it's also a ship. And a city. It's a ship city.
There was also a question about location, if I remember right.
Yeah, does it move around? Like, how far? I don't see any land. Like, how do people know this is where to find it?
I would assume it's anchored. It's also a ship, so it could sail if it wanted to.
So how did we find it?
I'm assuming it's anchored.
We also just went somewhere and asked.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
I don't do navigation stuff. That's the captain if you want to know that.
I forget if I've been here.
Actually, in this case, no one's been here. This is a first for everybody. But Elle, if you wouldn't mind rolling another history check for me, please. Straight roll.
Sark get in on that too, since he learned navigation from the captain.
This isn't about navigation.
Oh, okay. I just want like Sark to start pulling out all the navigation tools and go, there's math involved.
I think you would do that anyways.
22.
So and just through your reading of stuff, and one of the books that had made its way is a book about like a unique type of deep sea fishing, right? Where the ship has to anchor themselves, but the sea is too deep to use a traditional anchor. So what they do is they have this really ingenious kind of like almost like a parachute that they throw into the water that swivels and maintains the position as the currents underneath the sea shift and change. So the ship is able to maintain its location in one spot.
They have sea anchors. It doesn't touch the ground. Just keeps them in one place.
Sea anchor. Anchored to the sea.
Yeah.
Like Skeld.
Not untrue.
I mean, you're wrong, but also you're kind of right.
I'll take it.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Technically correct. That's kind of
My
correct.
favorite kind of correct.
Did they quit when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No.
Probably. They probably did when the Germans bombed it. Yeah, they're like, this is
That's
this turned into
impressive.
a lot.
That's
Like,
impressive, guys.
the
I don't know how
Japanese
you got
already
there.
bombed it, and that's a long ways to fly
So
either
far.
direction. Like they, give them this one.
Yeah.
Like fuck it, I think I'm over this.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
World War.
All right.
Moving on.
What are we doing?
We're trying to find.
Except this time,
We're on a
saying because
flotilla.
of our crimes against humanity. It's no big
Near
deal.
Alkane?
The one thing that you do notice
Oh,
is a small sign that arches over the walkway as you join the main walkways, and it says, "Welcome to the City of Culture."
all right.
That's where we're at. Tamir Alkanen
No, we're in the
is.
city of. Is that the city?
Yeah, Tamir Alkanen is the name for the city
Oh, I
of culture.
fucked up.
I'm trying
I
to
thought
find
Tamir Alkanen was
Have
the
you been
person
here
we were
before,
looking for.
SOA?
Wait,
I'm not actually.
Maybe?
I just
is
assumed you
Tamir
were.
Alkane a person or a city?
It's a
I-
person.
Okay.
I was-
Okay.
Never mind. My notes are bad.
Jared and I were right.
You're looking for Tamir Alkanen.
Yes, the
Da
seer.
da da da.
No, Patrice, I've never sailed this far north actually. I was like,
I like this place.
I was always trying to stay kind of close to him.
Yeah.
I like being close to him. And it's not really up to you,
Where you go?
typically.
Yeah, it's where the ships sail. It's where you go.
Typically, it's weird being a part of that decision-making process.
Unless
don't
you
love
run
it.
the boat, which we do now.
I don't love it.
We chose. You don't like running the boat? No.
Absolutely
You would
not.
rather somebody else choose where we go?
I would like to be the
Well, it's a
person
good
not
thing
running
Skeld told us that we were coming here.
Yep, sure
the
did.
Skeld's been convenient in that regard.
Okay, so Skeld is a convenient individual.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
In general.
Let's go find this seer. What's her name? Their name?
Tamir Alkanen.
Let's find Tamir Alkanen. How do we do that? I ask the first person that walks by.
The moment you start asking a question, just kind of elbows you and walks past you.
Can I see? Is there anyone
Yes,
that
I'll wear this
is
shirt. Yes.
looks like a guard or somebody kind of like bored at a post?
Go ahead, roll an investigation check.
Did I get any information about
What, I
where?
guess? 17.
No, you don't see anyone who looks like they are operating in any kind of official capacity.
When we got this from the office, did we get anything more specific than the flotilla?
You did get something about black and red. Look
Well-
for a black and red flag.
In that case, Elle is just going to point in a random direction while looking at the connection of the walkway to the ship that they're on and say, that way, look for black and red flag. Obviously not looking up to see what direction he's pointing.
Okay. Patrice walks off confidently in the direction that L pointed.
L, roll a d6 for me. No, d4. Let's do d4.
Yeah, less directions for me to pick from.
Down does not seem like a viable option.
Probably.
Yeah. So L is pointing kind of back around the outskirts of the ship, the city. So it's the walkway that borders the outside.
That makes sense. I head that direction. And I got a little bit more spring in my step because Frankie likes me.
Can I cast locate object to see if I can find a black and red flag within 1,000 feet of us?
Oh, sure.
I can't
Cast
wait for
away.
you to have like, conniption fit.
Well, I know the direction. If there's something within 1,000 feet, and I'm looking for a black and red flag within 1,000 feet of us.
Are you your music, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So as Patrice walks, Elle's looking down, all of these things, you begin to hear this kind of melancholy cello that is just kind of playing, and it's kind of like it kind of wisps in your general direction, and in completely 90 degrees from where Elle was pointing is a walkway. That's where you need to go.
Patrice, I think it's this one, and I just go.
I about face and follow SOA.
Skald looks way too nonchalant for what's happening and casually follows behind them while smoking a cigar and sipping on a flask of rum.
As the six of you begin to slowly weave your way through this aquatic floating city, you do notice that
I liked that too much.
the way that is built up almost feels like you're navigating a more traditional land-based city. There are doors to that you can enter into from the walkways, even though it's mostly into a ship or some sort of like houseboat or something like that. And above all of them have small flags that give a little bit of information of the seller or whatever kind of business that they have. As you continue to walk, the sound gets, and eventually this walkway is not straight, so it's weaving around the ships. It's kind of darting in and out, and as you turn, and sometimes it'll get quieter, but it eventually is slowly growing in sound, right, in volume, and eventually you get almost you pass where the central big red and black sailed ship is, and you pass that to the point where you see a red and black flag that says, excuse me, Tamir Al-Kanan, seer of all possibilities.
Skeld.
I'm going to finish my smoke. Why don't you head in and start talking with her? Or him, whoever it is. If you don't mind.
About what?
Delilah, right? We're asking about Delilah.
Yeah, if you don't mind asking about Delilah, I'll be in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Do we know? Do you have a last something more specific than just Delilah? Because there's a Delilah on our ship.
Delilah Hellspeth.
You got it.
Sid walks in the door like, fuck this, I got it.
I was gonna make Patrice do it.
I'm
Matt's
open.
face in general is just spectacular because it's like I see like both Matt and SOA are like, no, I don't want to do it. It's your shit. I don't want to do it.
Talk to nobody. What are you talking about? No.
I want to be there to make snide remarks. I don't want to run the conversation. Jesus.
All right, so I walk in
I notice you walk in. I follow you.
and go in.
Okay.
Our targets was Skeld outside.
As you park.
Before they go, like after they go in,
Okay,
before you do that,
sure.
do you stay outside with me?
No, I'm following
You're
those
going
two
with them?
in, yeah.
Do you stay outside with me? You and Sark?
I was outside, but not really with anybody.
Gotcha. I go, Sark, come here. Elle, pay attention. Come here. All right, so here's what's going to happen. They're going to start talking to this guy, and it's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to bust in. I want the two of you to go in before me and just maybe knock something over. All right, each of you just knock something random over, and our other friends are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? They'll be real quiet, and then I'm going to come in afterwards. We're going to intimidate the fuck out of this little shit to tell us where Delilah is. You guys in? You're gonna get to see a skin sack sweat.
Okay.
Alright.
That's only because you said skin sack.
Yeah.
Al has not acknowledged the end of the conversation. He looked away like halfway through.
That's fair. I look at Cirque and I go, you can drag him with you, right? Push him into something, it'll be fine.
Sorry, just nods like
Yeah.
it's fine. I don't really have to push him hard.
Yeah,
Just stumble
exactly.
into something, it'll be great.
Hold on, I gotta look something up because this is not the way that I anticipated this going.
Love it. Love it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, sounds exactly right.
Sounds
Wait, are we
like,
playing D&D?
Sounds
playing
like
D&D.
DMing to me. Oh,
Hold on.
all my best friends are.
Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Did you roll out?
I didn't actually fully flesh out this character build, but now I need stats.
You sure do. Love it.
They say that no encounter survives first contact with the enemy.
Yeah,
That's
y'all
okay.
motherfuckers the enemy.
Nothing in Dungeons and Dragons survives your first encounter with a player. Just
Right.
like second or third or
Or any encounter with a player.
We haven't even actually encountered them yet. They
No.
just haven't survived the
Important.
Yeah.
setup to the encounter.
Set up to the encounter. That's right.
yup.
Christ.
Tastes bonded to me.
I mean, in fairness, this is also the same table who decided to threaten, bribe,
Blackmail.
and blackmail the same person
But
all
threaten,
within like 2 hours.
kidnap,
Yes.
threaten, bribe, blackmail, torture.
That was me, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
no,
then
you weren't there. You just made the Cubanos and left.
oh, that's
Oh.
right. That was the day that you did.
Oh, I
That's
thought we were
right.
talking about Breezy.
No,
Okay.
no.
No.
I make
No, this
I
was
made
with Robert.
sandwiches.
This
for
was
you
with
guys.
Robert, yeah, for Nate's birthday. And then we released them eventually, I think.
Yeah.
We let them go eventually. Like, we then re-imprisoned them
No.
for a while.
No,
Didn't we?
we did all of that within like 2 hours and then just
And then just let
leave.
them go? Okay, because I thought we shoved them into a sack or a mirror. And then, like, a day later.
That
let
was
him
the
go.
other guy.
That was
we
the
had.
other guy that we had. That
He
was
never
the
got out
other
of the-
guy.
He never
He
got
never
out
got out of the mirror.
What?
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
there's
I
like
don't.
what,
I think
like
was this the first time with
Who
Robert?
showed
'Cause I don't
the
think
No,
I
it was
said
the
it.
second time.
Committed
It was
your
no,
first
because you and I,
Oh, yes.
you and I was Kirk Douglas,
Yes.
and
yes.
you were my husband.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Did
and we
anybody,
were con men.
did
did
anybody
not
say
realize-
I am Spartacus?
Yes, pretty sure I did.
Pretty sure that's
I don't know if it was in character, but I definitely
Sean
said it.
worked it in.
Yes. My character was a gladiator background. Basically, I said, Matt, I want to make a character named Kirk Douglas. And I went to Korea. And so he made my character's entire backstory for me while I was in Korea. And all I had was, like, he'll be a gladiator background and also a pirate, like, fighter or something along those
If you
lines. I don't
can't gather, dear listener, there's a trend.
There's a little bit of a trend. But also, I was just trying to make a character that was
Yeah.
all of the roles that Kirk Douglas has played.
Yeah.
Like, that was the goal, was just to
Okay.
make a character named Kirk Douglas that had all of the roles Kirk Douglas played. it worked
And
great.
Morgan.
Yes.
Yes. Are we ready?
The four of you that are walking in as this conversation's being had. So there's no actual door in this case. You walk in and you're pushing aside a heavy, kind of like a heavy curtain. And there's a small kind of like sitting area. And as the four of you walk in, you hear a fairly deep voice. Please come further. And it's very much that like tarot reading kind of like as you're walking in, it feels kind of cheesy and campy.
Come
But-
on now for your tarot card reading.
As you look around, like in this space, it's very much that feel, right?
Yes.
There's a couple of crystal balls. There's some shrunken heads. It's really much that camp, right? As you part the beads, though, and as you step in, so it was actually three. So actually, this is perfect for all of you. The three of you, being fairly competent magic users, feel like you're almost stepping through a portal, like you have in the past. There is a
Like
almost a
readjustment.
pressure curtain
Yeah.
of magic that orients you, and as you look around, there seems to be more darkness in the center of the room, where a table is set up and a hooded figure sits. Around the outside of a round room is lit candelabras of a mixture of red and black candles, where the flame mat is the opposite. So if it's a black candle, it's a very dark blood red flame. If it's a red candle, it's a black flame that still emits light. You see in the center what appears to be antlers, like pieces of antlers, teeth, bones, unnumbered die, and then on the ground is some sort of arcane sigil that has been carved into the ground and filled with what appears to be silver. And this massive creature stands up and removes his hood. And what you see is the reason that tieflings are feared. You see a large male tiefling standing in front of you. Skin so darkly red it's nearly black, and in fact in places it looks like it's black. Red eyes, the long chained earrings that come down, and then piercings that line his horns, rings on each finger, metal bangles on the wrist. He's wearing a black shirt and pants and a very deep red robe. And then that deep voice that you heard, "Come in, children. What future do you seek?"
Are you Tamir Alkanen by chance?
I am he.
Calling me a child is slightly off-putting, but
Aren't we all children of this world?
That's why it's cracking up at what Sid said.
She's got bad knees, man. Like she's not a child. Like I get it if you call me a child, but like that's just a little disrespectful for the time that she's been kicking ass and taking names for as long as she has. But we're here, and we're here to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, this world's done a number on her needs. So
Yeah.
show some respect.
Yeah, show some respect for those knees.
Love this.
You watch as his right hand comes up and he just does this. Just kind of swings his finger to the right, and 3 chairs slide out for you.
It ain't scaring me. I've seen this before.
This arcane signal that's on the floor. Have I crossed into it yet?
Not yet. You guys are still on the outside.
I'm not gonna go sit in a chair in that signal. Sigil, whatever.
You came that Mercer.
He was also fucking homeschooled.
He was.
He was
homeschooled.
words right
And
either.
his last name is Miller.
It is, yes.
And
It
you know what his
actually
first
is.
name is?
Matthew.
Matt.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sid will use her cane, kind of accentuating her bad knees.
Love
it. And go down onto
Suddenly
the
became an old woman.
chair. Super old.
Love it. That's just when we drop the mask of being fully functional in our waist down. like we're most of the day we're like, I'm fine, and then we get home and we're like, everything hurts, hips, knees, ankles, all of it. If I could just have just a joint at the hips made out of metal that connects to my feet, I'd be fine. All right, it's real.
So
Very real.
my friend is looking for
Hip knee replacement.
Delilah
Hellspeth.
Hellsbeth.
Delilah Hellspeth.
We were told that you could give us information of where she is.
You watch as he kind of settles into this massively ornate, like, oak chair that has been carved and has kind of the bangles. Like, picture like a voodoo man from deep in the south of Louisiana. Like, that's kind of the image of the stuff around him. He almost looks like what would be an unordained cardinal with the red and the black. And he sits there and he kind of almost folds in on himself as he takes a breath. And then you watch as he begins kind of casting some somatic elements, and the table itself seems to melt away. It's still there, but the top of it takes on almost a water-like appearance, except for the normal blue or green that you would normally see naturally. It is in the shades of black and red. It doesn't flow like blood, it flows like water, but it does almost give the appearance of less viscous blood. And he continues to cast more and more elaborate somatic elements. At this point, the bones and the dice and the teeth and the antlers have risen above, and you hear the gentle sounds of his voice as verbal components begin. Where are you guys coming in on this?
I would like to walk the perimeter of this circle and be basically directly behind him.
Okay.
Go in.
I think we walk in right now.
Okay.
Does Sark sense the pressure change like walking into the Feywild?
No. Out of the... I think that Sark would probably be the only one that doesn't really have the intense feeling of crossing into like a space of magic, right? El a little bit, just because of the nature of what he builds. Skjald would feel it, you know. But like for you, just because you don't really delve in that kind of space, like you feel something, like maybe a tingling. It's almost reminiscent of kind of how your exterior would have felt when you first got into that space where you were watching like the things fly out of the Warforged into kind of that Gestalt field that was above.
Okay, so there's enough. Yeah, as soon as that happens, I look at Scald and shake my head, and then like step to the left of the entrance and just go into guard mode.
Skjald catches it. It like the feeling combined with the head motion from Sark. I put my hand on El's shoulder just in case he was paying attention when I was talking, which I know he was not, but just in case, I just put my hand on his shoulder and I say to what's his name again? I'm sorry. Tamir. I say Tamir, right?
And at this point, as the three of you walk in, after that, there's no response to Tamir. You look and you watch as you're seeing the beginnings of this happen, right? You watch the table melt away, the bones and the dice and everything begin to flow. And as you look at him, Skjald, you notice almost like a similarity in the ability, like you don't cast magic, but you recognize this kind of shit. Right.
Yeah.
And he is
game recognized game.
He is obviously at a level of competency that you have yet to reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But he does not respond, and you watch as the red of his eyes does what you assume yours does, and goes into the black.
Yeah.
And you're watching his mouth move, you're hearing a little bit. And then eventually, as his somatic elements get wider and wider to the point where his hands are just out, and you just watch as his fingers are kind of dancing. And then he comes finally and gives a large shout in an arcane language that no one recognizes, then claps. And you watch as everything falls onto the table and then swirls into the flow, and then the table solidifies.
I step forward till I'm a few inches from the edge of the table with my arms crossed, looking down at it.
And then as soon as you kind of lean over, a small portal appears about maybe 6 inches above the table, and everything falls. Clack, 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 and just shatters. And not shatters, but scatters. And he steps up and he stands up, and you see he's probably about 6'7" as he stands, probably about 280. Like, he's a large man. And he's at this point, he's ignoring everybody, even Skjald right there on the table. And he begins to look down and trace lines between each item. And you hear the scent of death, the taste of betrayal, riches, corruption, machines.
At that, Skjald unfolds his arms and puts his hands on his hips, and his head tilts to the side like a dog.
And he just keeps, as now he's slowly walking around the table, and very gently, it's not very forceful. He just kind of guides Skjald back as he is getting through the. Say again?
I don't resist at all.
Okay. Imagined empire. Desires. And then he gathers everything back up again. And he turns around and says, "Who is searching for Delilah?" The only reason I don't say the last name is because I can't remember it. It's Hell something.
Hellspeth. Yeah.
Hellbeth. Who is
Like
searching
Elizabeth,
for
but Elspeth.
Delilah Hellspeth?
With a P, but yeah. Close enough.
Who?
I am.
Like the name Elizabeth.
Yeah. I am.
He opens up an empty left hand. Your palm, please.
I pull my leather glove off of my right hand and I extend it to him.
And you watch. So he's got all of the little accoutrement of this spell that he's been messing with sitting in his right hand, and he opens up his right index finger, and you watch as it morphs and transforms into a black ichor-covered talon. And he draws a line. He kind of follows like one of those lines on your palm and slices it open, and just enough for blood to come through. And then he lifts your hand and drips your blood over top of all of his casting elements, and then shakes them like dice, and then throws them out on the table. Says, and begins to speak kind of under his breath in that arcane language. What are you trying to do?
Make fully sense for the dice rolling.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Curtis is like, I can be thematic right now.
Yeah.
One thing Patrice is doing is he's looking for somewhere where you deposit money.
Make a perception check for me. Or investigation check, sorry.
That's going to be a flat 15.
Okay. We'll get to it. As he casts bones and the pieces of antler and the dice and the teeth, the talon remains. And in fact, all of his fingers begin to take on the shape of talons. And he's drawing lines between the pieces. And it seems like a ridiculous amount of blood compared to what he dropped over top of these things. It's almost like he bled you significantly for this amount of blood. And you look at your hand, Skjald, and you just have a kind of angry red line. You're not bleeding. It appears to be healing like almost instantly. And as he's drawing these lines with his fingernails, his talons, and he's working these arcane words, you do hear the occasional bit of common come out. Island. Villa. Protection. Where? And you watch him as he stands up, and the blood is just dripping from the talons. And as you look at the table, it has now been almost reversed. It is now appears to be covered in Skald's blood. And the lines now are just the empty negative spaces that have been clawed out. And inside there is one space that is not a piece of this accoutrement of the spell, where it just seems to have been taken the shape, and it's actually beginning to rise out of the table in the shape of an island and a house. And as you look, he begins to walk, and he kind of shudders, and his body just kind of quakes, and he flings his hands, and you watch almost instantaneously they return to the shape of his original hands, and the blood flings to the ground and sizzles on the wood planked floor. You seek a protected villa south of here. Give me a day, and I will have our cartographer draw you a map. Is that agreeable?
It is. Do you know anything about how it's protected?
It is both the physical and the arcane. To divine any more is beyond my scope of power. I already tax those who give me this power.
Who are those who give you this power? If you don't mind my asking.
Now I got to get to my own.
I'll
There it
show
is.
you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah. The name is Oslin.
Oslin.
You are fortunate you did not catch me on a more performative day.
Would I have bled more?
You would have had to pay more.
Well, I don't. How much are you charging for today? I missed that part of the meeting. I'm sorry.
We hadn't gotten to that part yet. And points to Sid, your friend is very direct. Also very easily offended.
She is both of those things. I'm pretty sure this will cover your fees. I just drop 100 platinum in front of him.
That was the number I was thinking of.
We have too much money.
We really do.
So much money. You should have asked for more, damn it.
He didn't ask for anything.
Yeah, he
I
didn't
know,
ask for
yeah,
anything.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's the best
Right.
part.
Still should have asked for more.
Should have asked for more.
And you
I
watch,
enjoyed all of that.
you watch as so the table still has not changed. It is still in that form, and now it's just you actually watch. What makes it really interesting is you watch as this you hear the solid clank of 100 platinum coins hit, because that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
You actually watch, and it appears that the blood begins to make waves in miniature. And he reaches down, and the claw slowly kind of creeps out of his right index, and he swirls, and the blood begins to swirl. The coins rise, and then they slide through the air to a box that Patrice had been looking for, but it's kind of hidden. And you watch as the platinum coins slide in, and then everything but the actual bones and the antlers and everything just kind of sucks into the table, and then it reverts to the way it was when you first walked in. Yes, I believe that will cover everything. What are you doing?
That was impressive. You got it. That's all I know. Well done. Everything, like the darkness, the talons, the blood. I was in it the whole time. That was great.
You're a strange one, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
He really is. He
I really am.
is. Master Tamir, I was ready for this to be an incredibly unpleasant experience, and it was not, and I thank you for that.
I do appreciate directness and brazenness.
Well,
And
yeah.
as soft as these three appear, they are quite brazen. As
They're not as soft as they appear either. I got to tell you, I've been around the block a couple of times, and they have impressed me on numerous occasions. Don't let them know I said that. We're gonna find lodging somewhere. We might be on our boat, but if you could, do you have a time that we should come back, or do you want to just send word for us?
is your ship docked here?
It is.
My cartographer will find you.
Excellent. It's called the
He kind of looks down and he begins kind of, the talon's still there, and then his thumb kind of takes on a talon and he starts to scrape the dried blood off his talon. We'll find you.
I have no doubt, my friend. I have no doubt. And Scald turns around and walks away.
And as Scald walks away, he says, I like y'all. Do come back, please.
I'm sure we will, I say over my shoulder as I walk out the I imagine, curtain of beads.
Sark waits until everyone leaves, having remembered part of the conversation way later than he should have. But walks up with his book of flower pressings that he has from when he woke up and hands it to him and goes, we were supposed to demand the favor of Oslin. May this gift appease you. I'd be grateful for any information on the flowers contained within at your convenience.
He takes it and he opens it up. Because your friend is generous with his coin. I'll add that.
Sark bows and follows everyone out then.
Okay.
Love it.
And with that, we're going to take our next break.
Woo!
Think scary thoughts, my friends, as we go to break and go get your drinks.
A mix of, I don't know if you guys have seen, what's the fuck was the show? Had Orlando Bloom in it. What's the famous
Oh yeah,
show?
where it was like a carny. It was like
Carnival
it's like a-
Row. So Carnival Row,
Yeah.
and the chick that turned into like unwantingly. I guess there also was flashbacks of the actual voodoo lady. So
But
that
we can talk about that in a minute. But thank you all. We'll be right back and just think scary thoughts, get drinks, and we'll be right back.
I thought we were...
Welcome back, everybody, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we fully believe that smoke is a fun gimmick on a cocktail. What are we drinking?
There's a lot of drinks on the table. I didn't make any of them. I'm excited.
I'll go first. This is called Tamir's Voodoo.
It's good, Morgan. You'd like
It's
it.
good. 1 ounce illegal mezcal, 1 ounce Miguel de Vida mezcal, half ounce Montenegro, half ounce cognac, 3/4 ounce lime juice, 3/4 ounce kumquat syrup. I don't know how it didn't make more volume, but that's a big glass. So
It is a big old goblet.
Yeah, that is a big goblet.
I feel that should be in a not clear tiki glass.
Ooh.
And it needs smoke as well.
I got it.
It's
Yeah,
honestly
like a tiki glass. Yeah, no.
my only complaint, it's not red enough.
It's true. Mango on the top.
Aperol.
Hang on.
right there.
All right,
Wait, we're gonna go with these
fix
guys
the
right here.
voodoo. We're gonna fix the voodoo.
But we're gonna go on to the next drink.
Yeah.
The
keep going.
voodoo. The voodoo. Okay, so anyway, my drink is called Yuzu Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. Because I'm doing all Yuzu cocktails. Yuzu Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. So it is, it's 2 ounces. This is Ransom Old Tom Gin, but I think any of the Tom Gin would definitely work in there. An ounce of the Yuzu Curacao. We're shocked.
Shocked.
And then shocked, not that shocked. And then an ounce of Montenegro, and we garnished with some
Gin soap
gin soap
celery.
which probably should be in the drink, you know.
Yeah, right, Morgan?
It's not coming out.
Garnishes go in the
Yeah.
drink. I was taking notes on cocktails from our first few episodes, and I wrote that down.
Garnishes go in the drink.
Garnishes go in the drink. Morgan, 2022.
That's actually
All right, what else we got?
John, what you got there?
it's the same one I made before.
Yeah.
But the garnish is
I
prettier.
did fix the garnish, and I did change it a little bit. So I think the first time I only did a half ounce of the turbinado syrup. Oh, actually, let's flip that around. I think I only did a half ounce of the tamarind turbinado. This time I did 3/4 of an ounce, so it's an equity parts drink now. It's ounce and a half. This time I did Buffalo Trace, which was a good choice as well. So ounce and a half Buffalo Trace, bourbon, 3/4 ounce tamarind turbinado rich syrup, 3/4 ounce fresh lemon juice, 1/4 ounce Aperol. Shake the shit out of it. Single strain because bruised cocktails taste better.
They do.
Regardless of what anyone else tells you. Fancy ass cocktail bars are going to double strain everything because ice chips aren't fancy. It makes the cocktail not taste as good. So leave your chips in. And then garnished with a tahine tamarind ball that I got from Costco, where the hot dogs will always be $1.50. And a lemon twist as a nice little Our Flag Means Death flag.
Sponsor us, Costco.
Also sponsor us, whatever the name of the, Taika Waititi and whoever the other guy is that's really awesome in Our Flag Means Death. That'd be great.
Taika Waititi's white friend.
Yeah, Taika Waititi's white friend. That's him. Yeah, that's the guy. I think that's actually his name.
Is it Davies? Darby's?
Something like
As
that.
we were talking about callbacks to earlier episodes,
Darby's, yeah.
John and I had talked about ice chips in your drink feels luxurious. So
It
why
does.
would you want to get rid of them?
Correct.
Like, to me, a little bit of ice chips in your martini, perfection.
Glorious.
It's perfect.
You know what?
So-
You know what it means? It means somebody worked to make that drink.
That's exactly
And if you
right.
poured it out of you could pour it out of a bottle into your cup and be like, "Here you go." That's like filtered and
That's
double
exactly
strained. That's not. No. If it's bruised, that means there was work done.
You know
That's
what's
right.
not coming in with ice chips? A batch cocktail.
Yeah.
Correct.
I will say there are some cocktails that definitely have it's good that they're double strained, but
Sure.
they're actually few and far between. I think the double strained is overdone.
That was begging for a your mom joke.
Honestly, that's funnier than a your mom joke. Just saying that.
Also, the Discord for this beverage is now prettier. Morgan,
Yeah.
check it out.
Sure is.
There's some red edible glitter on there now.
Nice.
What
There's
else?
A lot of,
What
there's
else?
a lot of red
Is that,
edible
is that where
glitter.
all the red came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just edible glitter.
Yeah.
That's all you guys did.
Also,
My
just a
inside
heads up.
tastes like the outside.
Just a heads up, when you're using edible glitter, take like one of your picks, dip the tip of it in water,
Just a tip.
dip that
Just
just,
dip
the
the
tip, play just the
Just
tip
the
with
tip.
water, and then play just the tip with the glitter, and then swirl that into your drink. It's gonna be more than enough. Every time it's more than enough.
It's
Never shake your glitter into your drink, because then you're gonna shit glitter for the next 12 days. I don't make the rules, it's biblical.
unless you want to shit glitter for 12
I'm
days.
sure
In
you're
which
not
case, just eat the glitter. Yeah.
right?
You know,
Maybe
some
I
of
get
us super
shot
glue
of glitter
naked.
and water. And be like,
You have a spoon.
It's edible.
It works. A glitter shot
Now.
works.
Now,
Okay.
I'm doing it on like Tuesday, so I can.
Morgan,
works
Morgan,
for us.
before we move
Literally
on, I
cocky.
want to hear John say, twist it, rub it around the rim, and drop it in. And there was one other one. What's
You
the other?
squeeze it,
Squeeze it.
twist it,
Thank you.
rub it around the rim, and drop it in.
When we first did it, though, it was express it, rub it around the rim, and then
I
drop
don't know
it.
if it was. It might be. It might have been. It might have been. I like squeeze it better.
I
You
do
said
too.
I was listening to it this week, and you said express it, and John was like, nah.
Squeeze it.
Squeeze it. You
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's
I'm
right.
also
I want
totally
a
okay
shirt.
with it.
I want a shirt that is just various citrus peel twists. Just a grid of them.
It's
right?
gotta be a
And
pocket,
then at the
they're all
top,
just on the pocket, and the
Yeah.
back says it.
it says squeeze it, twist it, rub it around the rim, drop it in. Yeah, that's the shirt for me. Matt can have my equity parts cocktails, and he gets the shirt. But I want the citrus twist shirt as mine. Yeah.
Cool. Well, for those of you who are listening, I'm moving on. We've
I don't
got-
blame you. I don't blame you. We've
It's
all been
time.
drinking. Yeah.
For those of you who are listening, Morgan is sorry.
Mhm.
Well, I'm
We're
always
not
sorry.
recording.
One of us has to try and keep this on track, and I fail miserably at it. So,
we love you.
I think we're doing great. We're doing great.
if you are interested in what Tamir Al-Kanan looks like, it is currently up in the Discord server under the Freed City of Haven. He is absolutely terrifying. I hope my voice did him justice. Awesome. So, cool. So the 6 of you are exiting the ship of Tamir Al-Kanan. What are you guys doing?
We're going south, right, Scout?
We sure are.
We have to wait a day to get the map.
Okay.
So
But as
where
soon
are
as we
you
do
guys
that-
drinking?
I don't.
Not sure yet.
Is there any franchises of the Broken Boxer? Do I got any second or third cousins on the flotilla? Where Scout?
I don't think your family is this rough.
Oh, good. Well, then we've leveled up. Let's go find a fight club.
Hell yeah.
This is
Still-
as much as your family is into some shit. This is not it. I mean,
Well,
what did you just walk out of?
Let's go find the seediest bar we can find.
I'm down
Oh.
for that.
Yeah, let's go to a place where there are stains on the floors.
And I'm still gonna ask
That aren't
about
from
Dandy
booze.
Bill too.
Yeah, blood stains. We
Yeah.
want blood stains.
I do still want to ask about
Bodily
Dandy
fluids.
Bill while we're here, because he was flying Gansworth colors as well.
Okay.
That's where
Um,
sailors hang out. Let's go hang out where sailors hang out and fight.
Absolutely.
So who is going to go drink and fight?
Drinking, fight.
Yeah, it's like
Three.
to that.
Is L are you gonna come hold our money?
I think if we drag L with us, he's going wherever we go.
At this point, L is basically like if you gave a kid too much sugar and had him outside in the sun for like 8 hours with no shade at all, no water. He's just kind of wandering around looking at everything.
Oh, we're going this way.
That's all it takes. He's just going to change directions and follow.
Sid has
You may
something
get
else she
distracted
would like
unless
to do. I
something's
don't know if we
behind
have
him.
enough time to think about it.
Well, okay, cool. Make a note. I will make one as well.
We should do Sid's thing. That's way more interesting.
Let's
than
do
us
Sid's thing.
Fucking drinking.
Well, it's
fighting.
I need to get equipment made.
Yeah.
What do you need, mate?
That's still more interesting than what we're trying to do.
So
Yeah, let's do that first. for
what
sure.
what is it that you're looking to have made?
So the emblem that she was drawing in her sketchbook, she either wants to get a piece of armor and have someone like etch that onto the armor, or she wants them to etch it onto her like wrist guards.
So this is probably just so you know,
Get a tattoo,
Or a tattoo.
or a tattoo would work.
tattoo we could do.
Okay.
You could get something made here, but there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to find them. You know what I'm saying?
Fine, make it right.
No, you can find someone to make it. You may not be able to find this city again.
So it would take longer than a day.
Oh yeah. Well, you're asking for metal craftsmanship.
No, I would assume that was the answer, but
Yeah.
I like tattoo.
Oh man, do I got to dig up my tattoo stuff now? Jesus.
Yes.
Yes. Internet. I am a DM that has tattoo shit.
I'll make sure. Hang on, let me
Sid,
read,
what-
let me read
what-
the spell quick
What?
before we.
Sid,
You're the only one with no.
Sid,
don't
what
have
do you
tattoos
want to
either.
do today?
That's the way it has tattoos. Oh yeah, that's the way it's tons of tattoos.
I mean players, not characters.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, Scald. I feel like I need to.
Zero.
After that whole dream I had.
I love the.
Never mind.
Sorry.
Uh,
After that whole dream I had.
Sorry.
You're all
There
good.
was a very, I think, pretty funny moment between me and Dustin just now. I was
After
like,
the
I
dream
didn't
I
know the
had.
answer to that question.
Hey guys,
Um,
let Sid
I
talk.
feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I just need to get this marked on me or armor.
What are you doing?
Whatever. I'm trying
You want to
acquire
mark?
a tattoo.
Oh, are we getting tattoos?
Are we getting tattoos?
Let's go get tattoos.
Do I have the biggest tattoo here?
Well, let me see. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
And
Right
that's
there.
the way.
That's a pretty big tattoo.
And
Yeah.
that's the way he starts pulling
Nip to
his
nip.
sleeves up, and then points out that it's the same tattoo, arm to arm.
Arm to arm?
Yeah.
You got me beat.
Yeah.
You've got some length to you, so that's
Well, that's the way.
That's what I'm saying. She's got SOA length.
She's short as fuck.
That's what's kind of tiny. But like, it's a
Is she
full-
though?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's like a.
Elves
She's
are
like
not.
5'4" or something like
How
that.
tall is
That's
this?
pretty short. That's
Yeah.
pretty short.
I
I
feel
think
like
she's
she's
actually
taller
shorter
than
than
me.
That's what's
Scale.
5'6".
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
shorter
taller
than,
than
Scale.
me.
But like,
Okay.
it's one.
It's one
Like, there's
tattoo.
one spiderweb tattoo. There's probably other tattoos, but there's one
Does-
spiderweb tattoo.
Does your tattoo mean that you're trapped by society?
No.
Okay, good.
It means
Absolutely not.
it means that with great power comes great responsibility.
With great responsibility comes a modicum of power. Yeah. I've heard the quote.
You have?
It means with visible tattoos comes dumbass conversations.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
does.
tattoos.
It does mean that.
Yeah.
It means
Yeah.
that a lot.
Let's go find.
With
Let's go
visible
find an
tattoos
average
comes
tattoo artist and
dumbass
show them.
conversations.
Show them that we
Man, I
have
wish I
money.
had
Okay, I have 3 conditions that this is happening. 1, the object counts as me. 2, that the engraving counts as a tattoo. And 3, it's worth 500 gold pieces.
Oh man, we can put 500 gold pieces into your arm.
If 500
it's
gold
easy.
pieces into a tattoo is
Oh, that's not hard at all.
I mean, with
Okay.
today's
Alright,
prices, you're
first,
talking.
Guys, hold on. So, here's the thing. Magical tattoos are different.
That's not what he's
Excellent.
looking for.
That's
Not what
all
he's
I'm
trying to
looking
do.
for
Well,
then.
this is what I'm trying to get at. You're not telling me things. You're telling me what you want, but not what it is that you need. So
I
I need you to tell
need
me-
an object with the image of a dragon engraved on it worth at least 500 gold pieces.
Okay,
He needs a component.
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
trying to find the spell thing, and then we went off on a tangent.
Sorry.
No, but I need because there is a distinction between magical tattoos and a component. Because
Yep.
I need a
your
component.
tattoos can be utilized as a spellcasting focus. Your tattoos can be used as a component. Your tattoos, I do all that stuff, but you need to tell me what it is.
If,
I was
we,
finding the spell and finding out where it was.
if we happen to be at a tattoo shop where they do magical tattoos, Skjald is interested in getting a magical tattoo.
Okay. I can't seem to find my tattoo stuff.
Bullshit.
I can't, dude.
We're not gonna
The
find
problem
it.
is that I wrote my tattoo stuff 7 years ago.
Oh Jesus. Well, it probably needs to be revamped anyways. You're
Anyways.
1,000 times better DM now than you were 7 years ago.
So we'll if you want magical tattoos, we can make that happen, and then we will retcon what it is later. But I will give you the general thrust of what it would be.
We do have a lot of money.
I'm just saying, I can probably afford it.
Let's go to the.
Also, if it costs a portion of my soul, I'm fine with
Yeah, we have all the money.
Oh, but
Like-
what's the tattoo came up in this game?
I think that was a
Keep
different
going.
game.
Sorry.
So let's. I start walking away from the ship from where we are, and start looking for tattoo parlors.
Okay, so for anyone who wants to assist in looking, go ahead and let's make some investigation checks.
It's okay. Oh wait. Yeah, we're gonna
11.
lucky this.
Maybe 12.
Heck
Hold on, let me
yeah.
double check.
18.
18.
Okay.
17.
11.
13.
25.
I don't know why we roll.
I really don't.
L hasn't rolled below a dirty 25
Yeah.
all evening.
If it's an intelligence check, he's probably not going to.
Nope, sure ain't.
If it's not intelligence based, it's gonna do terribly.
Right.
That's my
Okay.
His jack of all trades base level is 25 on intelligence.
So as the six of you are kind of looking around and everything, no one seems to be catching anything, and then all of a sudden you hear L go like, I'll let him give the flavor, but he's like, oh, right over there. Like he looks up and goes, there, and then ducks his head back down.
Also, it's like 7 blocks over and 3 up. And he's the shortest person here, and he's like, yeah, it's right over there. I can see it over the tops of the roofs. And we're like, the fuck are you talking about? And then we follow him, and it's
At this
and
point,
he was correct.
Sark
having
just goes.
skip sleep for a night. It's probably more of him just going, "Oh, tattoo," and taking off in a direction.
Detect tattoo artist.
Skjald definitely tries to follow nonchalantly, but has to speed walk the entire time, despite the fact that L's
Behind the
legs are a
gnome.
foot
Yeah.
tall. Yeah.
Sark is like, oh, we're in this mode. Fuck, I forgot the leash.
So as the 5 of you follow L, and then you come to it's a really interesting setup. So this is one of the kind of houseboats that are located here within kind of the meat of the city. There are two two almost like residences on the barge itself. So the center is open. There looks to be like there's kind of a fire pit there. There's a couple of just hangers on, like there's a couple of sea elves, one human and a bunch of tieflings that are hanging out there. And as you look, you finally kind of really notice what the differences are between them. You see on the right, it looks like this is some dude's house, and then on the left, it's a shop, right? The doors and windows are open, and you hear this kind of distinctive drone. For those of you with tattoos, most of you get them in a more traditional stab and poke style. Is the way that they have generally been done for you, but you hear the kind of this low buzz, almost like a bee, like zzz, zzz, zzz. And then as you get closer to the door, you hear it actually start popping in stereo. And as you walk through the door, you see that there are 3 stations and there are 3 people getting tattooed. And
The
everyone,
people with the tattoos, what do they look like?
say again.
The artists that are doing the tattooing. What do they
They are
look like?
3 turtles.
Love it.
Yeah.
You can't
Love
see it because we're not on camera. But as you were describing the tattoo gun sound, John and I both just relaxed.
Yeah, like we just like
It was
sank into the
hysterical.
chair a little bit. Yeah. Top 3 most relaxing sounds in my entire life.
Yeah.
Ah. Ready for a nap.
So the
Kinda like
the one as you walk in, there's one on the right, one in the left, and one in the back. And the one in the back looks up and goes, "I'll be with you in a moment." It's very similar to Master Jin, but a little bit more sped up. Right? It seems to be kind of a cultural thing among turtles to have kind of a slower speech.
They got nowhere to be, you know.
And so you watch as the turtle goes through the motions and finishes up, and you see he's working on a tiefling male. The one to your left is working on a human woman, and the one on the right is working on a sea elf male. And then they're all kind of wrapping up at one time. So, hold on. I got to get names because I was not expecting this.
Sorry.
It's with our group.
Donatello.
Right now, get fucked.
Absolutely.
What? Other turtles?
They're artists.
artists. Like, what more could you ask for?
They work with ink. Donnie, Mikey, Raffy.
Yeah, there you go.
Rafa.
Yeah, shake your head more, Morgan.
Yeah,
you know we're right.
The
I'm
GM
looking-
of the tattoo shop is definitely Leo. For sure.
Oh god.
No.
Sure.
The GM of their tattoo shop is a rat.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And the janitor is Leo. Yeah. That makes more sense.
Okay. So as you look, and the three customers they're getting their last bits of instructions, and they all walk them out. You notice, so there's the three turtles. There's the one that you spoke to originally. He is a fairly large male by the name of, he introduces himself as Kiki. The one that was working on the right is a female turtle by the name of Ninai. And then the last one is a male by the name of Uru.
Uru?
Uru.
Can you repeat those one more time?
Just
Yep. The first one, who describes himself as the owner, his name is Kiki.
Okay.
The one that was on the right is a female turtle by the name of Nini. And then the last one is a male, Uru.
as they're finishing up their work on the individuals that were just here, I get a little bit close to kind of see how good the work was between the three of them, and to kind of like gauge which one it has the most talent.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'd like to help with this investigation.
Okay, roll with advantage.
That's gonna be 14.
So they are all fairly close in talent, and they're very good, like very good.
So, sorry, go ahead.
If you were to rank them in order, it would be the order I gave. So Kiki, Nini, and Uru. That middle one's going to keep changing no matter how many times I try, because my brain does not work right. But yeah, that could be the order that they work in. But like, it's one of those where you like walk into a shop, and you're like, you see everyone's work, and you're like, okay, I'm cool. You know, they're all good. So
Sid is gonna look more stylistically for someone that's doing like a lot of really dark, like almost blackout work.
okay. So are you looking for like something like maybe negative space to represent the dragons?
That would actually be badass.
So be fucking
Yes.
great, yeah.
Don't talk tattoos with tattooed guys if you don't want cool ideas.
That's only what I want to change my tattoo to, basically. So I came up.
Yeah. So that would actually be Uru. As you watched he was tattooing the female human, and you looked at the what it looks like is kind of the modern geometric tattoos that are like super heavy on the thick black. So like it was like a whole arm of like geometric shapes that start up top almost all blacked out and then fade into just line work at the bottom. So that's kind of closest, I think, to what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone here who appears to be doing like Japanese style artistry?
Like Taburi style?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking at Kiki there.
Excellent. Does it look like any of the tattoos being done are magical in nature?
So make a investigation check for me, please.
12.
So you're not sure exactly what it means, but you see behind his station on, like, you obviously know John, but this is for people who are not familiar with tattoo shops. They have a station and they'll have, like, their own kind of like curios and everything. There's a small sign that says, "Ask me about my specials."
Ah. And is that with Nini?
That's with Kiki.
Kiki.
Now you're combining them.
I am. Yeah. Okay. Is there any kind of like cue for
Who's next?
getting into get a tattoo?
No, as they come up and they introduce, Kiki, as Kiki introduces everybody, he looks at everyone and goes, "Well, you have caught us at quite an advantageous time. The three of us are open and available."
Do you do engravings for some of our more metallic friends?
Sark looks at Patrice and then just sits lotus style next to the door and pulls out his flute and just starts looking at it. Like, in a weird stillness for Sark, because he just gave away the other possession he woke up with.
That's a little bit outside my purview. I can do bones, but metal may be tough.
What are your specials, Kiki?
He looks at you, kind of looks at you, and says, "Well, I will leave the rest of you in the capable hands of my compatriots. Walk with me." And
I take off my jacket and hang it up. I take off my greatcoat and hang it up and walk with him.
Okay. He walks you to the back, and he has, kind of like the equivalent of like and one of those tool oh man, I am losing words right now. Tool chest, thank you.
Yeah.
And he pulls out from the bottom, and he pulls out a small leather-bound book that is bound in black leather, and it has an actual lock on it. And he reaches. It's kind of weird because, as he's clothed, it's like, why are you clothed when you have a shell, right? But he pulls out a key and unlocks it from underneath his shirt, and he unlocks it and he opens it up. And right there on the front, as you look down, you watch as, like, in the text, as it's going, it actually unfurls and writes as you were reading it. And it gives a description of the material cost, what the tattoo does, and then where it is required to be on your body.
Interesting.
So generally speaking, just to give you, I'm going to give you an idea of what these will do, and then we can retcon it as we need to. You're definitely going to have the money, but it's going to cost about 5,000 gold pieces in material, because it's usually going to be like gold dust, diamond dust, sapphire dust, something like that is integrated into it. And then the cost is going to be of labor afterwards, just like a regular tattoo. But most of them impart some sort of damage resistance. So cold, fire, lightning, whatever. And then it signifies something like that. Some of them will give some sort of advantage on like saving throws. A very specific type of saving throw. So it'd be like you get a strength or a dex or something like that. And then there is one that is kind of a larger one, which you have the money for, but you may not necessarily have the time for.
Gotcha.
Because you would also need to make sure you have the right amount of materials, and you guys may be the only ones around that have it. And that's going to be a residuum-based tattoo.
Gotcha.
And that's going to essentially cover the entirety of your body.
Oh, I don't even have the real estate for that.
Right.
Do you have the ability to?
Only Curtis was there.
Right. Do you have the ability to give me a tattoo that would increase my agility and my speed in any way?
We can do that. It's going to be what he asked you. He asked you to remove your boots and to roll up your pants to your knees.
I remove my boots, I roll my pants up to my knees, and on the on the soles of my feet, I say
Chicken and a pig.
I do have a chicken and a pig tattooed on the soles of my feet already.
He says, we can work around that, and we can make it work.
Excellent.
You will be here till tomorrow morning, probably.
Holy shit. I'm fine with that. I've got a lot of rum in this flask.
Perfection.
You don't mind if I smoke it here, do you?
We will take some breaks,
Excellent.
but I do prefer you to not light up in here.
There's a reason I ask.
Yes, and it's much appreciated. Just so you know, part of this special also includes meals.
Oh. I provide them or you provide them?
We provide them for you.
Excellent.
So he tells you what it's going to look like. So it's, in this case, what it is he's going to take 5,000 gold pieces worth, so that'd be 500 platinum worth of ruby dust. And what it's essentially going to be is it's iconography of everything that's kind of speedy and fast and dexterous, and it's kind of melded into, in his particular case, it's going to be kind of that traditional Japanese artwork style, but it's all going to be shades of red.
Oh, love it.
And it's going to go from the underside of your kneecap and the back of your knee all the way down and covering your feet. There's going to be very little negative space available, and then he's going to work around your pig and your chicken.
As he's describing it to me, I say, well, you know, red does make it go faster.
Boom. And so he gets you down, and starts getting everything set up, and he starts working. And you John, you know how it works. You're working through all the chatties and all that kind of stuff. And then now let's go back to Sid.
Yep.
And are you talking to Uru?
Yes, Uru. Okay, so Sid kind of talks to Uru and says, so going away from your actual design. So I think this is really cool. I need you to do. She pulls out this drawing that has a dragon encased in black that's gonna be negative, right? The eastern one, and then that covers her entire bicep, so it's gonna wrap. And then the orange red dragon, which is Chinese, is gonna wrap around the bottom. And then on the top around her bicep is the blue-black calm dragon and white with specks of gold. So calm and water are kind of form a wrap.
So he's going to hear this, and he's going to start talking. He'll be like, well, if you wouldn't mind a little suggestion, why don't we go full blackout? And then in the negative space, instead of leaving it just negative, why don't we color it in the proper shades of your dragons?
Perfect.
And then for your black dragon, we will make it more gray, but we will ensure that you can understand that it is black.
Yeah.
And because you have clean skin, right, Sid?
Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't think she does.
Okay.
It was not in my description, I believe.
So this is going to be a full sleeve. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to sit almost as long as Skjald's going to.
Woo!
Patrice sees that Nani is available and walks up
Try new things.
and creates it. Yeah. He does a minor image of the Shirlene
Okay.
with the sails unfurled and the wind blowing on the ocean, not
Okay.
in the sky. And he says, Is it possible for you to do some work that looks like this on my right shoulder?
How and and it a little bit different of similar. The speech pattern is the same, but the volume of the voice is a little bit different. How big are you looking?
Well, I'm not very big, so probably about the size of my hand.
Okay. I believe I can do that for you. And yeah, are you ready to go?
I take off my garments and say, "Let's do this."
Okay, so tattoo work costs for Patrice. Wow, I drew a blank there. For Patrice, we're looking at. Let's see here. Probably about 500 gold pieces. For Sid, we're looking at probably 5,000 gold pieces. No. Yeah, I said 500 for Patrice, right? So 5,000 for Sid, and then total for you, Skald, probably about 15,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
You guys should all have enough money for it.
1,500 platinum.
Yeah, I already did 500.
So another 1,000 platinum.
Yeah. There we go. Oh no, I'm down to 160.9.
As soon as Stark knows timelines for tattoos, he goes back to the ship to tell the captain.
Okay.
Has Elle seen the tattoo machines before?
No, I'm just going to tell you straight no.
Awesome. I love that for Elle. I really do.
Is he just like asking a lot of questions
Right.
while we're getting done?
Yeah.
But, like, this is gonna take
No,
an
I feel like
extra
he's just
day.
zoned in and
Yeah.
just like,
Just staring.
Since Sid started, well, whichever one of Sid or Patrice starts first because they're out in the open.
Probably Patrice, because this is a simpler.
Actually, I think I have a feeling that it would have been Patrice would have been last because it was more of a spur of the moment thing for him, and it was kind of like, oh yeah, they're doing it, I'm doing it.
We're getting tattoos.
Yeah, we
Yeah, right, that's
We
right.
are.
Right.
Us
Like,
as a
SOA's literally got spider webs here to here
Right.
to here.
Right. Yeah.
She's not getting a tattoo.
Right. She's like, I guess you could give me a mustache inside of my finger.
Yeah,
or something.
right. No,
But
it's
yeah.
not. It's not a ride.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah.
Stark definitely is just like, I'll be back, and wanders off after figuring out timelines. And then
So
like,
go ahead.
stops and turns around and goes, mind him, as long as he's staring at the machines, he's good.
I was gonna come with you.
Patrice, don't let him walk out of the room, and then leaves.
I'm gonna. And he starts like thinking through the spells he has to like trap him. He's like, I guess I could. Maybe I don't know what components can I reach while I'm laying prone. She's.
I was probably going to be standing. What for Sid is probably uncomfortably close while she's getting tattooed, but like just out of range of where the artist needs to move, but where he can see the tattoo gun moving.
Mm-hmm. So as the night goes on, Patrice wraps up first. Couple hours, maybe 3 hours for you. By the time you get done, Sid, it's probably going to be about. So this is probably you guys probably start about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You're probably getting done about 12 hours later. So that'd be 1 or 2 in the morning.
Jared wants an actual tattoo now, by the way.
Right, yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you a tattoo that's not cool or something that I wouldn't want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's not like we don't have several artists we all can actually recommend.
Oh,
at the
also,
table.
a friend of mine suggested a new artist to me that looks fucking amazing that I think I'm going to get my next tattoo from. We'll talk about
I
that.
think the only person who might not get a tattoo that I describe is John, just because we have drastic different styles of tattoos.
I want every style of tattoo.
Fair, but
Honestly,
yeah, and then
I want
so
every style of tattoo.
Skjald, your tattoos end up going till about 11 o'clock the next day. But you were brought in basically for dinner you're getting like Maori pork dishes.
Fuck yes.
You know, and then that's the kind of the trend, the culturally, the food, and when as you start talking to them, get to know them and everything. This is the culture of these three individuals, is they come from something very similar to the Maori in New Zealand. Very enjoyable conversation, and it's nice for you at some points. Actually, can I get you to roll a just roll a D100 for me, Scald?
Oh, D100, yeah.
It's not really a check.
Yeah.
I feel like Sark would come back at midnight and drag Elle out for sleep.
83.
Okay. So, in a very kind of odd twist for you, it's not the tattoos that are giving you that sense of calm. It's obviously contributing to it. But what it is, it's the fact that you're being forced to slow down just in conversation, in thought, and all of these things. Because as Kiki is working on you, like, you have to wait for the conversation to roll, but at the same time it still feels natural, and it doesn't feel like you're waiting uncomfortably, right? It feels very good, and it's very nice for you. Like, you don't always get the opportunity to slow down, right? So at this point, everyone's kind of, you know, you're resting as things are going and everything. It's about 11 o'clock. Scald is gently walking. Like, I couldn't imagine getting tattooed at the bottom of your feet. That just sounds tough.
I turn to Kiki before I leave, and I say, Kiki, I really appreciate the time, the effort, the skill, and the attention to detail that you put into this. This is a little extra as my appreciation, and I give another 300 platinum.
Cool.
And I say, you know, I knew a very, very salty old sailor once, and he told me a long, rambling story that I won't repeat. But the moral of the story was about turtles. And he said, you know, the turtles have been around for a very, very, very long time, and everywhere that they go, they bring a certain sense of optimism. And he said to me, always remember, hope springs in turtles.
I thought you were gonna say I like turtles. That's what I thought you were gonna say, John. Oh, psychic damage feels so appropriate right now.
I have to respect the game. That was good. It was so bad it was good.
You're welcome.
I had no idea where the fuck you were going with
I
that.
didn't
either.
I'm like, oh.
I was fully expecting a turtles all the way down.
Yeah, right.
Also
Like,
would have been good.
I
Also
had
would've been
so many
good.
places that was in my brain, and it wasn't there.
All
I
right.
stole,
So
I stole that joke.
after the tip
I stole it.
after the tip is left, he does hand you one last thing to eat on the road, and it's a kind of like a pork seaweed rice ball.
Nice.
And he's eat this on the way, and then as you return to the ship, that's where we're going to end for the evening. We'll pick it up in 2 weeks with the rest of the day and the cartographer finding you. And with that being said, thank you everyone for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. We definitely very much appreciate it. As always, if you want to join us, click the links below. Point. And until next time, everyone, drink well.
Drink well.